Okay, we're here with Ricky Hoy, who should have made it to top 4 to get his ass kicked by me today at Locals, but in a tragic incident, his grandma got hit by a reindeer, so he had to go home.
Yeah, apparently.
And milk her, so
Just
anyway.
like the song. Today at Locals, I ran Gustos.
What's that?
It's a forgotten archetype out of Hidden Arsenal.
What do they do?
Basically, what they do is they create a wall with 3 cards. It makes the basically it's a deck of searchers. You attack one, it searches out the other one.
So it's like Rat Toolbox. It's just annoying as hell.
There's literally like 3 copies of 3 different cards that search each other, and
Gotcha.
you make a wall, and you completely slow play your opponent until they completely run out of.
And then poke for 200.
And then poke for 200.
How does it do against Dino Rabbit? Alright, this is a pretty easy matchup.
The macro literally will shit on the deck. That's why you side. You'll see what I side later to get rid of it. But if you can get rid of the Dalka in the Logio plays, like they won't be able to do anything. They'll run out of resources, run out of rabbit. You can see that's the so mentioned rabbit player. That's
Alright,
first round.
quit talking, get to the profile.
Alright, so in the deck, you got the copies, the cards. This is Winia.
Just pretty.
Yeah, Princess of Gusto. Basically, what she does is she will. Yeah, she's a filthy whore. She will search out
Say
these
that on the
guys.
card.
Yeah.
Right there.
I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce their names because I'm just gonna butcher them. But
Goldo from like Dragon Ball Z.
yeah, apparently.
He was worthless.
What they do is they search out, and then these search out these little guys. Gusto Eagles.
I heard you stole this deck from somebody.
Oh no, not entirely. I paid for it.
Oh. What were the cops there for earlier?
This is interesting. Anyhow, basically, like I said, this searches out that, searches out that, searches out that.
So it's like almost, yeah, it's an unstoppable
3
wall
copies. What you do is you let your opponent attack through all those and fuel your grave for effects like this over here. Which is, we have 2 copies of Cam.
Okay.
The Serenity of Gusto. What she does, you return 2 from your graveyard to your deck to draw a card, and she's also a 4, so that makes for your synchro plays. It's not bad if you need some draw power and some graveyard manipulation. This is more of a tech choice. There's not a whole lot running it. It's Camille, the Hope of Gusto. Basically what it does, it's a flip effect monster. It special summons one of your tuners, which are either him or Eagle. Okay. And it gets your loop going.
I like the concept.
It's another kind of a tech choice. You'll see later on why I picked, but it has a lot of synergy in the deck, being it's a tribute, and you'll always have field presence for him.
Yeah, I saw your featured match earlier. I thought the kid was gonna cry when you played Ryza.
It's also the aforementioned rabbit player up there. Yeah, it was a really good game actually, and he's also Winged Beast, which you'll see later. Like these 2 makes for great plays with other cards.
Okay.
And he's Wind. You can also make synchro plays off him for your level 7. And the only other 2 monsters I run are 2 Junk Synchrons, because you can go into easy plays off of that, or Winia.
Let's be honest, because you've run those in every deck for the last 3 years.
And because I have a obsession with Junk Synchron. Ever since I played Dandy War, like, I've loved this card, and I can't help it.
Everything. He runs in everything. He ran in Monarchs.
For spells, we have the obvious Trinity.
None of those are good.
I mean, they probably all need to get banned, but we got them, so run them.
No skill.
No skill at all.
I don't even run the Trinity. Fuck it.
Avarice.
Makes sense.
Because you can fill up the graveyard so fast, and it's like a +7.
Yeah, it's broken in that deck.
Mind Control, because you run tuners, so
yep.
Obviously.
Good place, good place.
This card is honest to God busted, and I would run 3 if I ran more of the actual Gustos, because what you do is you return 2 from the deck or from the graveyard to the deck to destroy a card in the field, and it's a card, so you can. This helps you get around that macro that's been bothering you, or
yeah, that's so good.
Knock out some monsters. Chose to run 2 MST side the 3rd because I didn't see back rows being a huge problem.
You weren't afraid of like running into first turn macros?
No, I was
paranoid?
I was terrified of running into macro, but I thought if I sided against
triple paranoia though?
Nah, I didn't see it as being that big of a problem in testing.
That broken ass, yeah.
Yeah, I got that too, but call it lucky I didn't have that much of a problem with it first duel.
Yeah, I didn't see any macro rabbits very good today anyway.
I was getting shit on this video.
Alright, Smashing Ground. This is another one of those tech choices. The deck unfortunately, its biggest synchro monster you go into frequently is only
Has like 1,000
2,200.
attack. Oh.
Yeah, its main deck is the biggest is 17, or 24, and then 17.
He
So-
literally means 17, not like 1,700. That's 17 attack.
Yeah, 17 attack.
Slow
So,
roller.
the Smashing Ground really helps a lot in getting over the monsters that have like 3,000, like Acid Golem
Why not
or
Soul Taker?
Dark Worlds.
You don't know, do you?
Honest to God, I don't have Soul Takers. I would probably run them. So Smashing Grounds.
I have some for you, by the way.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I really do. I just picked up some.
Chalice. Okay, hear me out with this reasoning.
Yeah, I'm
because
confused.
Phoenix Chain is alright, but you don't need that trap space. You can fill it up with other stuff. I like to keep a relatively low trap count in this sense. You run such a high monster count. But I found Valor to be almost completely useless. Like, I don't like Valor in this deck because once people know you have Valor, they will play around it.
Okay.
And this, you can use on your turn. Like, if you need to, you can drop this on your turn, unlike Valor. And giving your opponent the attack boost doesn't hurt because they're just going to attack into one of your searchers
Yeah.
and they're not going to accomplish anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Just going to keep them going.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Okay. We got 2 creature swap. One of the MVPs of the day completely helped me destroy my Dragoonity matchup. He's not the best player, but he still got out 3,500 attack monsters, and this just helped me completely annihilate him. Because you give him one of your searchers in attack mode, take their monster attack into it, massive damage and plus.
He's gonna watch this and he's gonna be salty that you just said that.
I mean, yeah, probably. I told him.
Hashtag butthurt.
Raigeki Break, it's a card that doesn't see a lot of play anymore. It did
bad.
towards the start of the format. Honestly, with this, you need versatile protection, and because you can destroy any card and you keep a lot of hand advantage, this is very helpful.
Yeah, I understand.
That first turn macro, it's a thing.
That's because your monsters only have 200 attack. I
Yeah,
understand.
that's true. And Bottomless, same as every deck. It's almost a staple in every single deck that runs traps right now because
Yeah.
it is so good. I chose D Prison, double double Mirror Force.
Wow.
Solely because your opponent's going to keep attacking and
Think you're a
attacking.
wind-up player?
Apparently, because I'm a wind-up player. Your opponent's going to keep attacking to all your searchers. They're not going to think anything of it if you keep it set for a while.
It makes
And
sense
then you get
because
rid of their big
they're gonna
monster
think
when
that
they
you
do.
don't care about the damage step because you're gonna search.
Exactly.
And yeah, that makes sense. That's pretty good. Here we go. Here's your favorite card.
And MVP of the day, save it for last, Icarus Stag.
good.
You run 8 Winged Beast targets. That's not one of them. 8 Winged Beast targets because 2 copies, 3/3. And it's live percent of the time. This helped completely destroy my Chain Burn matchup today. Game 1, I drew both of them, and I just end phase Icarus attacked all of his sets, and he was really salty.
Who the hell runs Chamber?
Bad people.
Bad people.
Terrible.
Going to my extra, it's a little unfinished. It's basically because I'm missing some synchros, but it's not the end of the world. You have Daigusto Falcus. He's a level 4. He's really, really hard to make in the deck unless you Monster Reborn something, or you get lucky, but you still run 1 copy just in case it comes up.
Pidgey.
Yeah, Daigusto Goldos.
Augusto Pidgey.
Yeah, this is the main guy of the deck because he's a level 5, which makes your Junk Synchron plays, or your level 1 Tuner and your Cam plays. What you do is return 2 from the graveyard to the deck, draw a card, so it's your way to get around big monsters. I ran 3 of this guy, even though I think I only made a max of 2. You can probably come down to 1 or 2 if necessary, but what he does is he's really good against like late game, because during the end phase you can remove a card or a wind monster from your graveyard to destroy a set card in the field. So if your opponent's kind of out of resources after you slow played them, you can basically just destroy everything that they set and try to come back from.
That's cool.
2 freeze. It's a level 6, so it's equally kind of hard to make. It has kind of a can't be destroyed by battle, and you take battle damage when you attack it kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's a wall in itself because it's hard to get around. They have to remove it from the field. So it's an alright card. The Black Rose, just the Oracle Black Rose, just for lulsies.
Little Ozzies. Whore.
It's not hard to make in the deck, but
I heard that card's like
I only
50
used
bucks
it
now.
once. Yeah, apparently Black Rose too strong. Random fillers, because it's It's a wall. It's a searcher that has more attack.
He's the one
if
with
you
Down
need something.
syndrome, isn't he? He's got like a goofy face.
Yeah, he's really goofy looking, but he's got a relatively same effect as the main deck Gustos, and he's another winged beast target. I side skill drain, but I'm kind of afraid of somebody else playing it against me, so I thought maybe if I had a beater that was relatively big, I could come back from a skill drain play. And so I ran that. I never made it though. Acid Golem, I absolutely hate the card, but I feel as if it needs to be ran.
Did you make it at all?
No, I did not.
What'd
Didn't
you-
make it at all, but I.
What did you
was really
make
for
mostly
that,
all day? Just your Pidgey?
Yeah,
Pidgey all day?
Pidgey. Those two all day, basically.
That's what I thought.
Black Rose like once.
Is that why it's $50?
Yeah. MVP of the day, obviously. And Librarian, I did make him once to get some extra damage in because I already went through most of my other level 5s.
Librarian.
I am missing a Catastor, which would have been extremely
That's what I was
helpful.
going to ask, why you didn't have Catastor. But that makes sense.
I just don't have one, which
Fair
sucks,
enough.
but shit happens. Alright. My side deck was a little disorganized.
Just say it was bad. It's fine.
Yeah, it was bad, but it honestly did work. It did a lot of work today. I was impressed. I usually don't play this card much
He's a winged
anymore.
beast.
I mean, he is a winged beast if necessary, but he did help a lot in my Dragoonity matchup against Phalanx, so I'm glad I cited it.
I thought you were going to say against the failure. I was like, alright, that's too far.
Level Luminary B. This is probably where I made my biggest mistake because the deck doesn't mind you attacking, but
Confusion.
I knew there were some Chaos Dragon players, and I know this kind of puts up a little bit of confusion for them because they can pop this instead of my other back row with Lilas and stuff. And I was basically just using it as bait, and honestly, I sided in once and it did do its job.
It's fine. The Chaos Dragon player got removed from play anyway.
Yeah, I did. Literally. There's the third MST in case I ran into anything like Macro. Macro's a dickhead against this
Yeah.
deck. It does completely shut down the deck, so I got that and the 2 Dust Tornadoes for
Did you
it.
have to play against any macro all day?
Nah, man.
Oh,
I think I played against one, but I can't remember.
not very memorable.
To keep up the
sexy as
hate, I mean, I
Look at
had
that paranoia.
to. I know there's Chain Burns. I know there's Macro. Unfortunately, it is local, so you know what to side. And yeah, it's a Paranora side.
That's fine. I mean, like, the Kree helps too because even if they push through you, it doesn't matter that you don't have the traps to protect you because your monsters just rotate anyway, so.
I did completely 2-0 my Chain Burn matchup, so it was well worth it.
So you teach
This is an interesting side.
I actually thought about that.
I really like this as a side deck card right now because windups are still a thing.
They have to reveal strike.
They have to, like you said, they
Megalo
have to
has,
reveal.
Megalo has to reveal also.
Megalo, heroes that you don't see them very often, but at my locals there are a few.
Karibo.
So, yeah, Karibo, TK, it's
Yeah.
too good. And last, like I said, I side skill drain. It doesn't hurt the deck because 99% of my effects activate in the graveyard, and I can play around it pretty easily.
Yeah. I like that.
All right.
Any thoughts? Like, what was your? I mean, besides macro, do you have any problems?
All jokes aside, the Macro Rabbit first turn was very intimidating. I didn't know how to play against it entirely. I went in, and it was a good game 1. Game 2, we opened that Macro, completely annihilated me. There's nothing I could do. I couldn't get around it. Game 3 was
Which
probably,
lasted 4 hours.
Yeah, it was probably one of the longest and most fun matches I've ever had. There were a couple misplays on his part, but I came through in the end with just the sheer amount of slow play the deck can do.
Yeah, I think he forgot that he was playing Rabbit for a little bit. That's
Obviously.
fine. What's Rabbit?
Anyhow,
thought I just
like I
set my
said,
deck on
Macro's the
one.
worst part
What's Forbidden Lands?
for the deck, and yeah, I feel pretty confident about it. Went
You gonna-
6-1, probably gonna keep going.
You take it into regionals.
I'm gonna attempt to go to regionals. I'm not sure yet, and I'm gonna hope to God that most people in my locals today, nobody knows what it does.
Do you want to blow Vexicus a kiss?
Yeah.
All right,
Is that a thing now?
we're out.